Why you should say no to nicotine and tobacco by Justin Lewis. What is this discussion for? To persuade my audience, which is you guys, that the usage of nicotine and tobacco is only harmful to the human body, no matter how the industry designs the products to make them more likable or consumer friendly, especially for the younger generation. These are a pair of normal teeth. Brushes twice a day, every 6 months gets a doctor's visit or a dentist visit. Everything's okay over here, average person. Now this is periodontal gum disease. It's highly linked to chewing tobacco and also smoking, mainly cigarettes, but vaping can cause it too. This is what we don't want. As you can see, there's plenty of brown rot within the teeth that are still there, and there's a couple missing teeth from the lack of care that this person has had throughout the years of smoking. Why? Why am I choosing to be that guy to lecture or educate you guys against nicotine abuse, even though you all are grown and the industry targets kids younger and younger every single year by disguising these things as flavorful objects or something that's cool, sexy, or the thing to do. A habit can't be tossed out the window. It must be coaxed down the stairs a step at a time. That's by Mark Twain. Companies target youth to create habitual dependencies on their products to hook people on for life, making those stairs kind of nearly impossible to take down. Tobacco nicotine companies target young audiences by creating buzzes on social media for young audiences to follow. Campaigns on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube promote the images and the company-sponsored ads to associate Juul with being cool or having fun, like relaxation times, freedom, or sex appeal. They even make them harder to spot, disguising devices in pens, erasers, and other school-related objects. And here's a video to support that.
New Microban 24. Watch as both brands kill 99.9% of bacteria and viruses. The difference, even after
I didn't plan on that.
Microban 24 keeps killing
Should have planned on that.
for 24 hours. New Microban 24.
Some vapes even look just like school supplies. Looks just like a pen, but the vaping device is inside and you can write with it. Time to bring in our volunteers. I'm Vicki Lynn with the Today Show.
It's nice to meet you.
What's your name?
Miss Murray.
Okay, Miss Moretti.
Yes.
We want to know if you can spot the vape. So, we have outfitted this classroom with vaping devices. Look high, look low. You ready?
I think I'm ready.
You get 1 minute.
Okay.
All right, here we go. She spots a couple of them,
That device that Dom's got there,
but breezes right past most
I think that could be.
before time runs out. And that is time. How many of you had a vaping device that she spotted? 3 items. Not bad. How many of you actually have vaping devices? But she missed 11 of the 14 items we hid.
It's scary. Because it could be just in plain sight.
Some teachers spot a couple of the more obvious.
As you can see, they did disguise some of these devices as school objects. And what's kind of funny about that is you're not going to advertise school objects to somebody that doesn't need to hide what they're doing. All right, naturally the tobacco plant contains nicotine, which is highly addictive. It can cause major internal damage to your organs and brain. The damage done by using nicotine and tobacco could even damage your lungs, which is very heavily important to keep healthy, especially in a time right now where COVID-19 is on the loose. Nicotine and tobacco kind of work together in the same form and manner. You can kind of think of it as Mike Tyson giving you body shots while Khabib is putting you in a chokehold. And I even got a visual representation of that.
Full mount. Backman. There's the choke. He's got it. It's over the neck. There it is.
As you can see, Khabib was choking Conor McGregor out. And I made this little edited video. This is Mike Tyson in one of his pretty good knockout fights. He uses his little right hook with the right uppercut right after. Bow! Hello. So I use that visual representation kind of just for a little comedic effect, but also to show you that both of these together can be pretty harmful. Matter of fact, it can kill you and it will kill you eventually if you're not paying attention to the risks and what you're doing when you inhale these things or put them in your body. All right, Officials are concerned vaping illness increases the risk of the flu or other illnesses during the following treatment. Smoking is associated with increased development of acute respiratory distress syndrome (ARDS) in people with a risk factor with like severe infections and sepsis and stuff like that. Meaning basically by you smoking or you vaping, you are opening yourself up to more respiratory infections, especially if you're sharing these things with other people. You don't know where they've been, honestly, and they don't know where you've been. And by sharing these things, you're more likely to get sick off of something rather than if you were just doing it by yourself or just not doing it at all. These two images right here, left is oral cancer from chewing tobacco. As you can see, there's a whole line of pus right outside of the, right inside the lip. And then here we have on the right our lungs after years of cigarette use. Your lungs are not supposed to look like that. These are completely gray and black. Your lungs are supposed to be bright pink. All right, now that we've covered why you should stop the usage of tobacco and nicotine products, we can discuss better and healthier alternatives. Smoking nicotine and tobacco products are extremely harmful and can only be harmful. Other alternatives, such as like cannabis and using rolling paper instead of tobacco, snacking, other methods can deter you away from harmful substances. Cannabis is a much better alternative than other substances. Many studies and research groups have dedicated breaking down the benefits of medical marijuana. Harvard EDU states that marijuana is quite effective for chronic pain, knee pain such as that. I know athletes in general use medical marijuana in order to cure them before games or after games, things like that. It could also help you sleep. And if you don't like the full effects of the high feeling of marijuana, that's the THC component. There is also CBD that releases that high component and just gives you the body cool down instead. I encourage those who have a dependency on nicotine or tobacco to take small steps every day to better their health and better those around them. Fighting addiction is an everyday fight and the choice to lead a better life that you must take every night before you go to bed and every morning when you wake up. I ask when facing trouble with addiction or helping somebody else with their addictions, you can call the SAMHSA's National Health Line, 1-800-662-HELP, also known as 4357. The hotline is free. There's no cost to it. It's confidential 24/7, 365 days a year, including holidays. An information service as well. It refers you to treatment centers and stuff like that, or methods of treatment that you can do at home without having to go anywhere. First, I discuss the outrageous actions of big tobacco using advertisements and other methods to get young adolescents to use their products young, especially in middle school and high school. Next, I mention the negative effects of each product and explain why using either is horrible for your body and using both is extremely self-destructive. It's essential to understand the difference between habit and dependency. Every single one of us more than likely knows someone who is fighting addiction or maybe uses these jewels or uses e-cigs. Let's do everything that we can to keep these things away from our schools, social media, and our families. Changes comes with all of us. Tobacco plagued our world for centuries upon centuries. With the pandemic of COVID-19 spread rapidly across the United States, we must ensure our health. And if any time is the time to take health precautions for you and your family, the time is now.